Lesson 1. The origin of the Juche idea. The Juche idea is now spreading to all continents, transcending latitudes and longitudes, and the flag of Juche flying in every part of the world. The Juche idea demonstrates its validity and invincibility, thus accelerating dynamically the forward movement of the era of independence. This lesson, we're going to study the origin of the Juche idea. Leader Kim Jong-il said, "Our leader President Kim Il-sung created the Great Juche idea after acquiring a deep insight into the requirements of a new era when the oppressed and humiliated masses of the people became masters of their own destiny. Thus, he developed their struggle for independence onto a higher plane and opened up the age of Juche, a new era in the development of human history." President Kim Il-sung created the Juche idea, a new revolutionary idea, in reflection of requirements of the era of independence, a new era of history. Revolutionary idea that illuminates road for the era and the revolution is created in reflection of requirements of the historical era concerned. The era of Juche is a new era of history which is fundamentally distinguished from all preceding historical eras. One of the basic characteristics of the Juche era is that it is a new era of history in which the masses of the people have emerged as masters of the world and their destiny. In the preceding historical time, minority of the reactionary exploiter class behaved as masters in the arena of history, oppressing and exploiting the broad masses of the people and determining destiny of the masses at their will. During the whole period of history in the exploiter class society, the masses of the people have been regarded as victims of interest and tyranny of exploiters and oppressors, and treated only as the opposite of history. In our era, the masses of the people emerged as masters of history, the masters who dominate the world with their destiny in their hands. The masses struggled to live and develop independently by opposing all forms of subjugation and subordination, and making everything obey their will and desire became the main trend of our era. Another of the basic characteristics of the Juche era is that it is a new era when the masses of the people advance history and shape their destiny independently and creatively. In the preceding historical era, the masses of the people did not develop history at their will, although they had inexhaustible strength and wisdom, but in many cases were forced to take heavy burdens of making history by the dominating class. In our era, the masses of the people who had been outside of history find themselves in the center of history and have grown up into a powerful revolutionary force to make history and shape destiny independently and creatively, and the revolutionary movement was conducted in incomparably broad and diversified ways on a worldwide scale. The new era demanded a new guiding ideology. The Juche era demanded a new man-centered philosophical thought which provides the masses of the people with the view that they are masters of the world and their destiny. If the masses of the people are to occupy the position of master in the implementation of the cause of human emancipation and discharge the responsibility and role as such by participating in the revolutionary struggle as masters, a new philosophical thought should be clarified to give them the view that they are masters of the world and their destiny. The Juche era also demanded a new people-centered theory of revolution which illuminates the road for the masses of the people to realize complete independence. In order to develop all revolutionary struggles, conducted on a worldwide scale in a broad and diversified manner in our era, and implement the cause of human emancipation successfully, it was necessary to clarify newly the principle and guideline of revolutionary movement, centering on the masses of the people, the subject of history, and comprehensively elucidate not only theories of all stages and all fields, but strategy and tactics of the revolutionary struggle. It was also necessary to have the revolutionary leadership method, which enables the masses of the people to fulfill responsibility and role befitting masters of the revolution and construction. It was necessary to clarify newly the revolutionary leadership method, which enables the masses of the people to fulfill responsibility and role of master in the revolution and construction, in order to display strength and wisdom of the masses who emerged as masters of the world and their destiny, and pressed ahead revolution and construction. Construction of a new revolutionary idea, the guiding ideology, got more pressed in the Korean revolutionary practice. Independently and creatively making revolution by the masses of the people is of particular importance in the Korean Revolution because of peculiarity of a historical development and arduousness of a revolution. Flunkism restricted the people's ideological and mental life for many years due to the corrupted and incompetent feudal rulers of Korea. Flunkism was the main ideological poison which disturbed independent development of the Korean nation and led to national ruin, and inflicted much harm upon the national liberation movement after the national ruin. The Korean Revolution was a difficult and complicated revolution in which the tasks of the anti-imperialist national liberation revolution against the formidable Japanese imperialists and the anti-feudal democratic revolution should be done simultaneously. The Korean Revolution was also an arduous revolution in which untrodden paths should be paved. Such situation in Korea demanded more urgently the creation of a new revolutionary ideology that enables the masses of the people to make the revolution independently and creatively. The Juche idea was created in reflection of such a demand of the era. President Kim Il-sung founded the new truths of the revolution in practice. The President made a comprehensive analysis of the then situation of the Korean national liberation movement in consideration of the revolutionary movement development of a new incoming era. At that time, some elites were engrossed in empty talks instead of mobilizing the masses to the revolutionary movement, and fell captive to flunkism and dogmatism, trying to make revolution by relying on others. These are the essential weak points of the Korean national liberation movement. Finding serious lessons from the weak points of the Korean national liberation movement, the President searched a new road of the Korean Revolution in a way different from that of the bigoted nationalists, self-styled Marxists, flunkists, and dogmatists, and in that course founded two starting points of the Juche idea. One of the two starting points founded by him is that the master of the revolution is the masses of the people, and only when one goes among them to educate and mobilize them will he be able to resist the victory in the revolution. The masses of the people should be armed with revolutionary idea and united in an organized political force. Only then can they resist the victory in the revolution. However, those who were set to conduct the national liberation movement in Korea in the 1920s did not go among the masses of the people to educate and rally them to the revolutionary struggle. Divorced from the masses, they were engrossed only in strife for hegemony and empty talks. They did not unite the masses, but divided them with sectional strife. Seeing through their weak points from the first period of his revolutionary struggle, the President took the road different from them, that is, a true revolutionary road of struggling by going among the masses and relying on them. Another of the two starting points founded by him is that a revolution should be carried out by one's own conviction and on one's own responsibility, and that all problems arising in the revolution should be solved in an independent and creative way. Revolution is made with national state as a unit. Therefore, revolution in each country should be done by its master, people of the country, independently on their responsibility and creatively in line with their actual conditions. At that time, flunkism was quite serious in the national liberation movement of Korea, laying obstacle on the revolution. The nationalists formed their own party factions and called at the Kuomintang to get its recognition. And they endeavored to imitate mechanically the established theories and experience of others without taking consideration of the specific realities in Korea, a semi-feudal colony. Proceeding from serious lessons drawn from after effects of flunkism and dogmatism, the President took the road quite different from them, that is, the road of independence and creativity that enables to decide all problems in the revolution with independent faith and judgment and solve them in accordance with the situation of the Korean Revolution. Based on the foundation of the two starting points of the Juche idea, the President held a meeting of leading personnel of the Young Communist League and Anti-Imperialist Youth League at Kowloon in June 1930 and clarified the principle of the Juche idea. This was a historical event which declared the foundation of the Juche idea, a new guiding ideology of revolution in our era. Great ideology produces great era and great practice. Thanks to the great Juche idea, the massive struggle for independence could develop onto a new high phase under the banner of the Juche, and the Juche era, a new era of development in human history, started. Thank you for this lesson. Next lesson we will discuss about the fundamental principle of the Juche idea.